Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. As you can see before you today, we have a couple of Nakamichi decks to check out. These are the two cheapest 3-head Naks I have ever purchased, and I still can't believe I paid what I did for these. Bottom deck is a, well, you can kind of see what it is. It's a 482. This is a 3-head deck, probably about their lowest end deck possible in a 3-header. Basically the same thing as the 480 I had on the channel a while back, except it's a 3-head machine with off-tape monitoring. I don't know why they ever did this exactly, because there's no bias adjustments possible on these unless you get inside the actual unit, but I'm kind of thankful they have now, because as you may recall, the 680 ZX Christmas special deck has a bad head in it, and that is exactly what this deck is here for. Theoretically, it's a good head donor for that deck. We'll have to see what happens. The top deck is a ZX-5, or a ZX-5 if you prefer. There aren't very many Nakamichi decks that are direct drive, and the ZX-5 is one of them. This is our BX300 in North America. And it's also our MR1 in North America. The MR1 is a professional version of this deck. So the idea is to get this thing up and running next week. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. And yeah, basically it's here to be flipped is all. I wanted to see if I could do that and maybe make some money off of it. Otherwise, I don't need this deck to be sitting around here. Now, how much did I pay for these? Well, the bottom deck was $209. That's all. With that said, it's only $209 because there's a 10% auction discount I got from the From Japan website in order to buy it. Otherwise, it was $225. Still pretty darn cheap for a 3-head Nak, but I'm glad I got it just that little bit cheaper because, like I said, the 680 ZX, I've already got a lot of money into that deck. Just to buy that alone was $371. So I have to keep the parts costs down for that deck as much as possible, because I might have to buy more than one parts deck for it, depending on how good the heads are in this. Because the 680 ZX has a bad playback head, and it needs the one in here to be good. Now the top deck, that was sitting at around $271, I think, before the stacking discounts made it a lot cheaper than that. Basically, I got $50 worth of discounts on that thing. There was the usual Mercari Japan discount that they sometimes do. That was 8% off. And then on top of that, I was able to use one of my platinum discount coupon codes on top of that. So there was $30 plus $20 equals $50. So I got that one for $231, and then this one for $209. So I'm into both of these for less than $500, which is pretty nice. And if I play my cards right with this, then maybe I will get all the money back for both decks and then some. We'll see what happens. For now, we're going to start off with the 482, so let me take the ZX-5 off here first, and we'll get into that. Now, before we get into this deck properly, I wanted to take a moment and give an extra special thanks and a shout out to LT Tapehead Service. A while back, I asked him to do a trade for the last remaining component I needed for the Aiwa XK-009 modifications, and we worked out a deal where if he would send me that last component, then I would send him belts and stuff that he can't get over here. And he's become sort of a good friend to me, I think. And I just wanted to do something nice for him, so we worked that out, and this is the component. This is, check this out, look at that. He builds these himself. This is a 4066 upgrade. This is intended for the DBX switching IC in the XK-009. Otherwise I couldn't find anything else that would work for that very well. So it was either make my own relay, or even better, I thought maybe he'd want to do the trade, and he did. So I very much am grateful to him for that. So there it is, and here this is, and it's not in terrible shape. I will say that much for it. There's a lot of dust and grime on it. These sliders have been sitting in one place for a long time because there's no dust underneath that one. There's something going on with this one. It's not exactly in place. I can hear it clicking and doing some weirdness in there, but got the same type of control issues, or the control scenario, as the 480 did, except got extra buttons over here. Memory on and off, MPX in and out, Dolby. There's a version of this with Dolby C. It's the 482Z, and I do not have that version. I don't care. I really don't. Those all seem to be working, all those buttons. Can't actually open the tape door right now to check out the heads because it's got the eject issue. Coming around this way, we do have some corrosion here, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. Did I buy another dud neck with bad playback heads? We're going to find out shortly because I'm taking the screws out now. Round back, more corrosion on these screws and this one, but nothing like the 680ZX has. The 680ZX was hit by a tsunami. Someone put it the best way I can think of in a recent video, that it survived Fukushima. Basically, that's about it. But I really hope the heads are good on this, because if they're not good, then either you guys will have to help me find a good playback head, or I'll just have to find another parts deck. So top cover is released. Let's get it off. All right, let's see. What can we discern from this? Well, I don't know if you can see it. The idler is very worn. Lots of play in the idler arm, so this would need the little plastic thingy down in here to keep the arm from walking its way forward off the pulleys. The 680ZX has that problem too. I do have some Lexan coming in to service that, but I don't think that's even shipped yet. So obviously with the 680ZX being a Christmas deck, it doesn't really need to be serviced right now. With that said, what we can do right now is eject the door. So let's do that if we can. I gotta kind of, well, let me do it from here. There we go. There's a little nub right down in there where you can push up and the door will eject. And just trying to take a look at the, yeah, that cable clamp is broken for the front panel eject. I don't have it yet, but I have a set of riv nuts and a riv nut tool to hopefully try that fix on this deck, because I want to evaluate that for potential customer repairs. Want to see if it works. But now what we can do is take a look at the heads. If I can get my boom arm to cooperate. Yeah, this isn't much better than the camera gimbal is, but at least I can get a better angle for you this time. Let's see if we can see these heads. Okay, where's my flashlight? Oh, actually, they're not that dirty. They do need cleaning, but I don't know. I'm going to shut the video off for a second now, and I'm going to go ahead and get the microscope out for some headshots. I want to see exactly how good these heads are under the microscope. Okay, so we have now seen what the heads look like on this 482, and I don't know. I'm kind of not that thrilled about what I saw in there, but we'll just have to run with it and see what happens. The record head actually looks worse in this deck than the 682, if you can believe that. So I'm not sure if I'll be swapping the record head over, because the record head actually tests good in that deck. It's just the playback head I'm interested in, and in this deck, it's got corrosion on it. It's not as bad as the 680s, but we're just going to have to measure the head coils and see if they're open or not. And we are about to do that now. Okay, moment of truth has arrived. I think if I can untangle my clip leads here, we're just going to use this meter, I think. We want resistance. Let's see, can I get this so you can see it? There we go, that's better. Now, Nakamichi classic 3-head decks have double windings in their playback head coils. So we're looking for specific values. Basically, if the heads are completely good, we should get around 190 ohms or so on resistance. And if only one of the windings is good, it should be half that. So here's the playback head connector right here. Let us just see what we got here. If I can do it. And still have this on camera. Yeah, see if I can move this. Okay. Channel number 1. 190 ohms. Oh, that had me going for a second there. For a minute there, I thought it was open. Channel 2. 197. We've got good playback head here. Or a good playback head. Oh, thank Christ for that. I have been stressing out about that. You don't know how long I've been stressing out about that. I've been worrying about this ever since I bought it. That's why I had this thing fast-tracked from Japan. But the head coils are good, both windings. We can use this to fix the 680ZX as long as the head doesn't go open between now and Christmas. I will probably hold off until summer and then finish that video as best I can. And then I'll recheck the heads at that time, and if they're good, I'll just go ahead and fix it in the summer, and hopefully that video will be ready for you by Christmas. I say hopefully because that deck has a lot of other problems in it, not just the heads. So it is what it is. Let's reconnect this head. This isn't going to play, I'm sure of it, but we'll give it a chance anyhow, and we'll see what happens. Let me put the bottom cover back on, and we will fire this up. Okay, the deck has power to it, and we're just going to start the thing up and see what happens. Let's see. I think we can just go ahead and do this. I've got 100 volts going to it, no problems. And we have no power. Why no power? Capstan motor does nothing. Okay, we might have a fuse open on this thing, but that's no matter. We will service this separately before the heads come out of it for the 680, but just another thing to have a video on, I guess. Belt looks about the same condition as the 480 I serviced before, which I have been trying to sell now, but haven't had any takers yet. The deck is clearly not getting any power, so that'll be part of the adventure on this particular tape deck once we get to it. All right, folks, I don't know what the deal is, but this deck is now powering up. Or it did a second ago. What? Swear to God, this thing powered up. Oh, wait. It is powering up. It's just, I think it is. It's just the lights are intermittent in the meters. Yeah, it's online. Okay. All right, I see your deal, Mr. 482. Let's get the door off, and we'll see if I can raise the head block with the pinch rollers and stuff. Gonna have to get in here with a flashlight. Actually, I gotta hold this in my mouth. Give me a second. I'm gonna hold this in my mouth, and we'll hit play. We'll see if the head block goes up, and we'll see if the pinch rollers move. No, nothing moves. It's gonna need a belt for the mode changing, but we'll see how it runs back here. Motor's nice and quiet. Do we dare cycle this manually, or try to cycle it manually? Okay, the mode motor was stuck in a dead spot or something. It's free now, but it can't move the head block. So I'm now doing it manually. Okay, we got one stuck pivot. So we got to get in there to service that. Eventually. I don't think I'll be replacing these lamps because it is a parts deck, but we'll get it up and running at the very least. I've got the lamps for this, but I don't want to put a lot of money into this. These two lamps work. I don't know about record. I don't really care right now. But yes, that is this deck. So let's move on to the ZX-5. I like this. I got one with a pitch control. That's nice. You actually can quartz lock this deck, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that because, like I said, it is intended for flipping, and I don't know if any customer I'm going to be selling this to wants the pitch control not working in favor of quartz lock. It's kind of a hard sell, I think. When it will probably get just as decent wow and flutter numbers without it. Now, before we fire this up, I wanted to talk about the BX150 direct drive conversion for just a second. Bear with me. You might be wondering how that deck can have such low wow and flutter numbers when the donor deck for the direct drive motor couldn't even get close to those numbers. Well, it's because Nakamichi builds a tension circuit into the real drive of these things. Basically the same transport, it's just Nakamichi put a little bit more work into the design part of the real drive. And because of that, that deck is able to go down to 0.022% wow and flutter, whereas the Kenwood it came from could only do 0.032%. That's basically how they're doing it. I've got other decks that have such a tension circuit design. My, believe it or not, my Sansui D905R has one of those circuits on the real drive to help with wow and flutter. I don't think it does much in that particular deck, but it's there. Record controls are in need of cleaning, obviously. I will take these all apart and clean them and treat them, because this is basically intended to be the entire procedure I put the my customer decks through, because I don't want to leave anything on the table when it comes to those. Basically, they don't leave here until they are as close to a factory performance as possible, is how I'm going to put it that way. But this one, much better looking screws. We might as well start taking those out now. I won't lift the cover until after we've fired it up on this particular occasion, I don't think. Because there's less risk of a problem with this one. It's a newer design and newer deck. The playback heads are not known to open themselves up on these. And one thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of scratching of this cover, so since I'm going to be trying to get top dollar for this on eBay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this cover with the BX-150 if it fits, and then I'll repaint this cover and stick this cover on the BX-150. Because while I was researching this particular deck, I found that some of the serviced BX300s on eBay have been going for around $1,000. So if I'm going to get that kind of money for this deck, it has to look flawless, and right now it doesn't look that way, does it? So, but yeah, I don't really mind too much if I don't get quite that number, just as long as I can make a profit on it. That's all I really care about with this one. I don't really want it sitting around here if I can help it, but if I can't make a profit on it, it will be sitting around here. So let's turn it on. Let's plug it in first, then turn it on. It is making unhappy noises, but we have counter, we have level meters. Oh, I should mention this about the BX-150 as well. The counter stopped working on that deck after I did the direct drive conversion. The cause of that issue was actually quite simple. It was bad solder joints on the board back behind here, or back behind there. Easy fix. It's been working ever since, and completely outperforming my 480 now, so very happy with that. Okay, do we have worky capstani? That one's going, and that one's going, so we've got a good belt here. I'm guessing we've got real drive issues. Very little take-up torque here. Yeah, this is not going to play a tape today. At least not for long if I try one. Let's try one. Let's live dangerously. Test bench receiver is going hot. Test tape going in, and I'm going to have to get a pair of tweezers here, or a screwdriver, even better. This little guy, to wind the tape back into this once it shuts off, because it's going to unspool tape. For sure. There's something going on with this. It's kind of loud and distorted on one channel. Going all the way over to the right channel. Right channel is there, but much lower volume. That could be an issue with this. The BX-150 had that be dirty as well. Yeah, it's the output level control. It's only affecting one channel, like the Yamaha KX-1000 had that issue. I had to completely take that entire pot apart and completely rebuild it. I think there was one trace that wasn't even connecting anymore, but we'll fix it. Fairly certain I will fix it. And as part of the service on this, we are converting it over to a 120 volt operation as well. That's what I'm going to do with my BX1 parts deck, is take the transformer out of that and stick it in this. We will verify once we get into this whether or not it's a acceptable donor or not. If it's not, we're going to have to go through the capacitors and make sure that it is able to to be converted through capacitor replacement instead. I'm sure it will be, but you always want to double check with that. We'll make this guy happy, but clearly the playback head is good in this one. I didn't think it wasn't, or wouldn't be. Shut the receiver off so we can get inside this guy. And I'm not sure if this transformer is going to swap over from the BX1 now. But like I said, we'll evaluate that next week and see if it can be done. Don't really see too many things of concern in here. Standard Sankyo-based transport over here. I don't mind a good Sankyo transport at all. And this is the exact same motor here as the Kenwood KX-1100G. That's how I know it can be quartz locked, just like that deck can. But I'm not sure when I'm going to get to that little project. This is the board that went flaky on the BX-150, where I had to resolder all the joints, so I will be checking all the joints on this one too. Have to do as thorough a job as possible. Let's see, what do we have for capacitors? 4725, and what's this other one? This other one is, what is it? Looks like 10,000 at something. I can't read the voltage on that. So, might have a problem trying to find a upgraded capacitor for that one. I still haven't made my Mauser order. Maybe I should get capacitors for this thing while I'm at it. That might be a good thing to do. Got these orange capacitors all over the place, but this deck is new enough not to have problems with those. With that being said, if I'm asking people to pay $1,000, maybe I change those. Maybe I do that. Let's see, where's the erase head plug-in? Because the bias oscillator is the critical place you want to recap when it comes to that stuff. It's buried way back in there, so I will have to look at the service manual for the capacitor specifications, because I do see one orange capacitor back in there. Yeah, you know what? I'll just change those. I'll just go ahead and do it. Like I said, if these are going for $1,000, I want to do everything possible to make sure this one matches that, or lives up to that standard. And as part of service, this will get a full recalibration as well. The only problem is, if I'm getting into this next week for service, I don't have time to wait on new capacitors, do I? Anyhow, I will evaluate that off camera. For now, I think we're done with this video. We know what we've got here. We've got a perfectly decent donor deck for the 680ZX, and by the way, I'm not buying any better heads for that deck unless those other ones go open in the 482. I don't know if that's going to get the 680ZX performing up to spec or not. For all I know, the 482 has worn out heads and it won't do high frequencies very well. That's the big danger you get into with these older NACs. You buy one, it's got bad heads, you've got to find a donor deck that costs $300 or something to get shipped over to you, like the 482 was for me. And then you have no guarantees that the donor deck is going to be any good. That's why I am so sick of these frickin' NAC prices. Except in this case, I actually got half-decent prices for a change. I'm happy about that. Anyway, I gotta quit talking and go have some Dr. Pepper and go play some video games or something. Once again, many thanks to LT Tapehead Service for sending over that module. Anyhow, that's going to be it for today, guys. See you next week when we hopefully start in on this. Take care.